Okay, guys, welcome to the Wildflower Tribe team call for May 17th. It is, tonight we're going to be talking about motivation, how to get motivated, how to keep motivated, and how to have that drive and really embrace that drive and keep moving. And I feel like this was a great topic for us right now because I've been getting this question a lot, and I think it's pretty normal for people to wonder how to continue on, especially in the beginning when you're not seeing as many results as you would want to. And I know for me, it's been a really interesting journey getting started. And I kind of wanted to start with just a personal story real quick about my background. And I'm going to just take you back for a minute. When I went to college, my senior year of college, my parents were getting divorced, and they were having a lot of problems, of which I didn't know at the time. I came back. I was going to do a study abroad in China, and I started thinking about all of this today because I was actually talking to Katie earlier about a trip that I had gone on. But so I went back home, and my dad and I got into a huge fight to the point where he put all of my stuff on my doorstep at one point and told me to move out. And I had all my stuff in bags, and I didn't know what I was going to do, but I had these plans to go to China, and he was like, "I'm not paying anymore. You're out." He was going to help me out with the trip. So I got a job because I wanted to go, and I started working. And I went, and I got back from China, and I feel like although traveling is something that's really been part of me and that's stuck with me, I feel like once you travel, you get bit by that bug. A lot of it has been an excuse to run. I came back from college, and after college, when I graduated, my parents were at the worst of their arguments, and I refused to go home. So I moved straight to DC. And when I moved to DC, I met someone that was really horrible for me. I started doing a lot of drugs that I shouldn't have been involved in. I started dating two people at the same time, which was really great of me. And I couldn't get myself out of it. I could not get myself out of it. So I quit my job. I went traveling for 6 months, and I decided I was going to find myself. I went back to Hawaii to move in with my mom. This is my crazy life that I haven't really, I feel like most people don't really know. I went to live with my mom. I got really involved in similar things and situations to the point where, again, I was like, I can't pull myself out of it. I'm going to go move to Alaska. Yeah, I know, I'm crazy. So I moved to Alaska, and I met my husband there now, but I got pregnant after 2 months of knowing him. And so things obviously changed pretty quickly. And I think for me, what happened in my life is I had never really spent a lot of time allowing myself to feel who I was and what I wanted in life. Like, instead of facing my fears and facing all of these different opportunities that may be in front of my face, I spent my time running from them. And when I had my son, it wasn't really an option for me anymore. I mean, yeah, I could run from my son if I wanted to, but that wouldn't make me the best person in the world, as Mandy pointed out earlier. So I was really, like, my mind was going to explode. I felt really claustrophobic, and I knew that I had to do something. And it was at that point in my life when I was in Portland, working opposite shifts from my husband with this 1-year-old baby. And then I found out I was pregnant with my second, that I was like, okay, I have to fix whatever's going on in here, and I have to actually address what's happening for me. And so that leads me really to my first point. It was at that moment that I had decided, I had been watching Dana, and subconsciously taking in all this information that I'd seen Dana display. But I realized at that point that I needed to make a change that was actually going to propel me to create a better future instead of running from my future, if that makes sense. So I think the really important thing to realize is that the start of all of this is really allowing yourself to feel all of those things and to really let yourself dig into anything that might be holding you back from living to your full potential. Maybe there are things that you're running away from. But in order to look towards the future, you have to also look into the past, and you have to be okay with everything that's happened, not in a negative way, but for me, it's once I became aware of it all and knew that I could use my experiences to push me into a different realm and future, and use all of those negative things as my fuel for change. That's where I began. That's where the motivation started for me. So that is really, I think, the how to get motivated is to dig in. And if that means meditating to you, or doing yoga to you, or reading a book to you, or just really spending some time to find yourself, then do those things, because not only will that be the how to get motivated for you, but it's going to keep you going, because you're going to be able to use all of what you learned about yourself to help talk to others and help inspire others along the way. So diving into that, sorry, I'm just glancing down. I took notes on the way here while I was driving. Sorry. I know. So diving into that, into your backstory, and then after you've done that and you've really soaked in all that you are, you have to look at your long-term vision for yourself, and you have to realize that no vision is too big. And that for me was something from the start. For some reason, I never had a hard time with that. I saw Dana, and I think it was because Dana was a really good friend to me in high school, and I saw her doing it. And this is what you have to think. I mean, you have to look at all of us here in this team and think, if she can do it, I can do it. And that's what I thought. If Kelly can do it, I can do it. And seriously, guys, if I can do it, you can do it. That's the truth. I'm unorganized. I was a mess. Seriously. I put off anything that meant work or not fun. Like, I love fun still. It's like my biggest problem and downfall in life. But you have to, whatever, Christina, but you have to realize that, you have to be okay with who you are, and you have to use those things, and you have to see the having fun is good. It is good. But, sorry, you guys are getting me really distracted right now. Not focused like the 2 focus cups promised me. But anyway, the vision for your future has to be in your mindset, and you have to realize that those things are possible for you, and you have to keep your eye on that. And it has to be big and beautiful and really detailed. I want to do X, Y, Z. And I don't know if you guys have heard Keith Callahan talk before, but he very often speaks about inspiration or desperation being that driving force. And that is going to be exactly what you're going to be inspired to live this big, beautiful life for your family, or you're going to be desperate to make a change, and you're going to use that desperation as fuel. For me, it was 100%. 150% desperation. I look back on my path. I was literally down in the laundry room at 9 months pregnant, folding laundry and sorting through like stains and being trapped in a dungeon with a shitty boss, thinking to myself, I refuse to go back to this job when I have my baby girl. Like, I will work my ass off and do whatever it takes. I'm not coming back to this job. So I was determined to meet that goal. And for me, my goal had always been make my full-time income by the time I have to quit for maternity leave. So I pushed no matter what it took, I was going to do it. Even if I was doing my work, literally I would be laying in bed and sending off my invites before I passed out every night. And that's what my life looked like. I sent invitations as I was passing out in bed pregnant with a toddler. I had to go pick up my kid from daycare on the bus and walk back a mile in the rain in Portland, like 3 days a week. And I was gone for 12 hours a day, and I would listen to the team calls on the walk home, like while I was trying to tell my son to like jump in puddles and make it fun. Like it was bad, like it wasn't good. So you have to look at those situations. You have to either be so inspired by that big, beautiful dream that you have, or use that desperation to fuel you forward, and realize that you can change it. You don't have to live in your situation. You can you create anything that you want to create. And this platform is an absolutely amazing thing to help you realize those dreams. So to get motivated, I would suggest that you really think about what you want your life to look like. And I heard this quote actually on a podcast I wrote down on the way here. To realize one's destiny is one's only to realize one's destiny is one's only obligation. And that is how you're going to find your dreams and your passion. And that's going to be the propelling force for you, is when you realize and I started thinking about this morning too, your purpose in life. And to be honest with you, I hate the word purpose because I never really understood what it meant. Like, what is purpose, but what is it? Like, what, if someone asked you, why are you here on this earth? What would you say? Is it to raise your kids? Like, is it to enjoy? Is it to help people? Whatever that is, you have to dig into that. And I believe that a lot of us can find our purpose through this. I mean, this can be anything we want it to be, which is the best part about it to me. So dig into that. And I wrote down also to publicly announce it. And that's not as vision oriented, but I think that's been so great for me is I committed to this. I publicly announced it. I never looked back. I looked like a fool a million times, I'm sure, with my Facebook post because I didn't know what I was doing for a really long time, but I went with it. Like, I just did it. And that's what you have to do. You just have to commit to it and put it out there because no one wants to look foolish. So just do it. Jump in. Like, look foolish in the beginning, but don't let anyone say to you, hey, she didn't give it her all, she gave up. I don't want anyone to say I gave up. I would never want anyone to say that about me. And maybe that's just me, but once you commit, it's like, it's something in your mind where you're like, I'm doing this. People know I'm doing this. I'm going to do it. Same thing. That's why we do the accountability groups. And it's the same thing in the coaching world. But to keep motivated, and I think these things are a little bit more action oriented or tangible. This is what works for me. And I know everyone's different, but I think to focus on your goals and not someone else's goal. Focus on your vision. Don't let my vision or Dana's vision or someone else in the team vision cloud what your vision is. We're all different. Some people want to have the rank. Some people want to have the income. Someone shared the screen. Oh, there we go. Okay. Whatever your goal is, go with that and think of that. That is your forefront. If you're trying to follow someone else's goal, someone else's vision, you're going to get lost and you're not going to stay motivated because it's not going to speak to you. So just like we always say, focus on that why. What's going to keep you going? Why are you doing this? Yeah, why are you doing this? What do you want? What does your vision look like? But also, what is your goal? You. And that means you really, again, going back to how to get motivated, you have to really dig into who you are. And that's the root of all of it. And not to say that you're going to know that when you start, but you're going to learn it if you commit to that personal growth. And then you have to keep so alongside with concentrating on your goal, along the way, I like I said, I would suggest publicly announcing it. Like, guys, let's talk to each other. We don't even, do you guys even, Christina, do you even know Melissa's goal? Sorry, not to call you out, but you know what I mean? Do we even know our own goals of our team? That's so sad. That's so sad, I think. So I think if we publicly announce it in our team page and talk to each other and help each other and celebrate our little victories along the way, like Chris, if Christina wants to be diamond and she needs one more coach, how many people on this team even know she needs one more coach, Sorry, I don't mean to yell, but you know what I mean? So I think just celebrating together is huge and celebrating your little victories along the way to your goal and our team's goal. And then also, what was that? I think it was a reflection. And then I wrote down also focusing on the people and the lives, because that's going to give you the next thing I wrote down, which is momentum. And yeah, the people and the lives you are going to change are going to drive you. If you haven't yet had an experience where someone's like, oh my gosh, thank you, or I lost 20 pounds, or I did this, then maybe you can't feel what that feels like yet, but your focus should always be to help people, because when you start getting those messages, it's going to change everything. because you're going to feel like, wait, I did that. I had a piece in that. And I still get the messages and I'm like, wait, why are you thanking me? Like, what did I do that? But it's true. You did, you helped. And you have to be able to accept the compliment and the praise and then think like, okay, I did that. I helped that one person. I can help so many more people. And this is amazing. So focus on the people, and that will continue to help you build your momentum forward and want to help more and more people. And momentum, I think, is a huge factor in keeping motivated too. If you have, it's hard for me. If I don't help someone in the beginning of the month, or I'm not getting any messages, or I'm not seeing, a lot of things happening, then I start getting like, oh, what am I doing? I don't know. I need to reach out to a lot of people. And that's when I start making more friends and building more conversations, because I know that's going to start making things happen and keep that momentum going. And then the drive to continue. Again, the terms that I think we throw around too much. I was talking to Mandy. It's like, we hear these things and it's like you want to throw up as soon as you hear them. I think they are purpose, vision, personal development. I don't even know. We hear these words over and over again. I'm like, okay, I get it. But seriously, personal development, I'm saying it. It's true. You have to grow yourself. You have to realize that if you don't know something, you can change it. And that for me has been something since day one I've decided to dive into. And maybe it wasn't for the right reasons. For me, a lot of times when I was growing up, I had a really crazy, strict dad who was like, she knows. He was very judgmental to me, I felt like, as a child. And I constantly felt like I wasn't smart enough. So this was another reason that in my mind I was pushing to be better almost. But so it's been ingrained in me, like, okay, don't know it, learn it, just learn it since I was little. But that really has to be how you have to think about something. If you don't know something, you develop it. If you don't feel like you know how to talk to people, you can develop that. If you feel like you don't know the skill to attract people on social media, or to stay motivated, or to be a good leader, whatever it is, you can learn whatever you want to learn. And to really just engulf yourself in that has been so game-changing for me. And if I feel down or not motivated, or if I don't feel like I have that drive to continue, what's always worked for me is just start my morning with personal development on audio. Like, that's easy. I think another thing to continue with your drive, and this seems so easy to do, I think, but not many really stick to it, is find a morning ritual that works for you. Like, that is going to keep you going. It is, I think, personally, a workout, your personal growth, and doing those vital things for the business that you have to do. Like, guys, we all know what it is. Like, it's just it's just talking to people. Sometimes I get so, like, in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, there's so much to do. No, there's not. There's not a lot to do. What there is to do is just be a friend. And I think when you can focus on just that networking time, call it networking. To me, that seems so less overwhelming. I'm like, okay, it's my network. I'm just going to sit down and just chat with people now. Like, make it fun. It has to be fun. It's all about the mindset. So doing those things and not procrastinating what we know we have to do is going to make you feel good, because you're going to literally be able to. And here's another thing. Sorry, I forgot this one. It should have been first. But make the to-do list with your things on it, big and small. Networking, personal growth, workout, talk to my coach, Christina, about how awesome she is. And cross those things off as you go. Because when you cross something off, you're going to be like, hell yeah, I did one thing, on to the next. And that's going to keep you going, and that's going to help build your drive too. So make the to-do list. Have a morning ritual. Think long-term. Never, ever get that long-term vision out of your mind. If you're struggling, if you feel like you're not motivated, you have to catch yourself. And that's the other thing too. Being aware is huge, because it happens to everyone. You start losing momentum, but you feel it. The people that are going to continue on are going to feel that. They're going to take a step back. They're going to look at the things that they're not doing or they are doing, and they're going to change it. What am I doing? What am I not doing? What can I do differently to improve and stay motivated? Because everyone struggles with motivation. And three more things. Conquering new challenges. So when you feel comfortable with something, that's not where it stops. If you're doing those daily things and you're like, okay, I'm doing it, I'm reading, still not feeling it, conquer fear. Like I did my video the other night, which scared the living shit out of me. I got to tell you, like I was literally shaking, and I did it. And afterwards, now I'm like, okay, I did one thing. I did it. Like I'm going to keep going. It feels so good. So if you're feeling like you're struggling, do something scary. And then another thing is find your balance, rest. Find balance in everything. And it's easier said than done. I know it's easier said than done, but the thing is, you have to be efficient. Like look at your schedule and think to yourself, how often do I scroll Facebook and literally waste my time? Like I do it a lot. I'll be the first to admit I waste a shit ton of time scrolling Facebook and like checking to see if anyone's liking my stuff. Like I was literally checking to see if I could reach 1,000 views on my video. Like that's real. Like but that's such a waste of time. And I think if we can realize that we have the time, we can stay focused, we can be, we do have the time to do the things that are going to make us feel motivated and rested and balanced. We just have to be more efficient, which is another skill you can learn by reading a book. Then it's going to really help you in all of it. It's going to help you keep that drive. And I think keeping that drive is the most challenging part, but it comes down to being able to be reflective, and to feeling accomplished and proud. And to feel accomplished and proud, you can't procrastinate those things that you know are going to help move you forward. So I think that's pretty much it. I know I babbled for a long time, but I feel like I hope this was helpful. Do you have anything that I missed that we discussed before all of this?
No, you amazingly got it all in like one breath.
Do you guys have, yeah, seriously, I was talking so fast.
Have some of that wine.
Mandy got me some wine, so I'd calm down. Do you guys have any questions or anything that you're curious about momentum or motivation or drive, or how to keep doing it in the beginning when you know it's hard? I think I doubted myself and my ability to even speak to this topic for a long time, because I have to be honest with you, it's still really crazy and hard for me to understand what I've built. Like, and you'll see when that happens to you, it's like, wait, what? Like, I went from that to that. Like, we all start at the same place. Like, it still blows my mind that I somehow built this full-time income. Like, it doesn't feel real. But I know that I started from hoping to make my monthly Shakeology cost back so that Ryan wouldn't make me quit. Like, that's what it was. It was like, you make this cost back from day one or you're out. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. Like, I'm going to do it. So I don't know. I think we all start somewhere. You have to really look at that. I think for me too, one of those big driving forces was always looking at Dana. Like, I hope you guys look at me and think, oh my God, if Dana can do this, I can do this too. And it's true. Do you guys have anything to add? Katie, do you have anything to add? No. Do you guys have any thoughts? Anyone?
I loved it.
Thank you. Good. I really hope that we can all come together a little bit more and like support each other a little bit more. I mean, it really does make me sad that I feel like we don't even know each other's goals. And we're a team. We sit here and like look at each other every week and we don't know that. I don't know. It just is. I feel like we're small but powerful, and we have the opportunity to really mesh and work off of each other and help each other push to think for things and remind each other why. So I think using that together is so cool. And I don't know. I love all of you. I'm like so happy with the team. I feel like it's been so awesome to see it grow and like to see these people like you guys sticking around and like really dedicated. It's so awesome that we have that, and we don't have these people coming in and out. Like, we have a tight knit group. It's freaking awesome. So really building off of that, I think, is cool.
I think I can add something there as far as working more as like a group and knowing what other people are pushing for. I think a lot of times we jump to private messaging our coach and not posting within the group so that the entire group can benefit from it, because we're just looking for like a quick response from our coach because we know Kelly can do it, or we know Katie can do it, or we know Christina can do it. So we just shoot them a quick message like, hey, how do I do this? Or let's talk about this on our one-on-one. And then it's all on like in the background versus in the open of the team page. And I know we tell our coaches this all the time, post in the team page, we can all benefit from the questions, post here. But a lot of times it just becomes very leader dominant, and the leader of the team is Kelly. So for you to feel that you're doing predominantly all of the motivating and encouraging and education is, I think, normal in a sense, but also I think just for us to recognize that we can contribute to it too, because we are leaders as well. And if we have visions to grow our own teams, we need to practice that within the team page, that it's there for all of us, not just Kelly to run her team, it's our team.
You totally can. I love that, Katie. I totally agree. I just want to say, I think, Katie, you and yeah, like, let's make it real, for real. I mean, like, we're all human beings that swear. Like, seriously, I'm not gonna, I don't know if there's kids on the phone call right now, but like, I cursed her. Yeah, exactly. Seriously, like, it doesn't have to be this like picture perfect thing in our group. Like, I posted about the leggings. Like, I want it to be more shit like that. Like, post about the leggings, like post about something, whatever. Like, we're family, like we have a health and fitness and business community. It can be, trust me, girl, like, I get it. I totally get it with the swearing. My husband actually had to tell me to tone it down for a while. So that's where I've improved.
My husband has to.
Well, there you go. We're a group of swears, so it works out. I forgot what I was saying. But I think Katie and Ashley and Mandy have been so awesome about posting things that they find that they think we could all benefit from. And I freaking love that. When I see someone posted something, I don't know, like, I always am like, oh my God, thank you so much for sharing that. I love it. It makes me so happy. I think we all should feel like we can do that and share, and like that it's appreciated. I know for a long time when I was in Dana's page, I didn't honestly even realize I was allowed to post in her page. Like, I remember her saying to me, like, post what works for you. And I was like, oh, I'm allowed to do that? Oh, okay. So I hope that no one ever thinks like it's weird. Like, I want everyone to know that is like, this is what it is. Like, that's what it's for. It's just like an more awesome challenge group, because we rock. But yeah, so I think coming together and practice, like Katie said, being leaders, like, this is your avenue. Like, this is your place. We're all doing this. We're all leaders. We can all step up and help each other. And like anything, I mean, if you have a question about a conversation, Snapchat it and put it in the group. That helps everyone. I think about that all the time. When I send emails, I'm like, man, I should really just be snapping my email conversations, or like sharing all my emails. Like, that's the kind of stuff that I wanted. I wanted to see conversations. Like, I wanted to just get into Dana's inbox at one point and be like, just let me see what you got going on in there. If they become a coach, then well, that's happened a lot. So, well, yeah, I don't know. The chat keeps throwing me off. No, they won't scroll
down that far.
Yeah, but I mean, you can even block out their name if you really wanted to. But sharing those conversations so like how to, I don't know, I guess it doesn't do anything, you're right. How did, I mean, it's nothing like, it's not bad. It's just, no one knows how to talk to people. Like, you don't know how, like, I didn't know. I mean, it's not like we're being sleazy and like, hey, let's figure out how to get this person in. Like, we have a good heart. It's a good purpose. It's just, it's all about how you say things. You know that from anything. It's not just when you want to buy a health and fitness program. It's, and anything in life. You know, someone says something to you the wrong way, even in your marriage, you're like, what the did you just say to me? Like, whoa, say that differently, you know? So it's just being able to talk. What? Question? Wait, like the actual post? Like share a post or like use the content? I'm confused. Like use them, yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, if you feel like that's kind of weird, you could ask the person, like, hey, is it cool if I share your post? But I don't, like, when you put your stuff on Facebook, you know that someone might share it, I think. So, yeah. I don't know. I hope this was helpful for you guys because I think that motivation is just, it's something we don't talk about, like how to build motivation and stay driven. Like it doesn't come naturally. It's not a skill that we're just like, got it, I'm gonna go get it every single day, you know? All right, I'll stop blabbering. It was so awesome to see you guys, and I hope this was helpful, and I can't wait to see you again next week. Thanks for getting on. We're going to go have beer now. Bye. Should have stopped the recording before that.
Probably.